Who is Jesus? What if I told you that no one in the first century would have answered to that name, or even known whom you were talking about? Welcome, everyone, to today's talk, where we will delve into the historical and linguistic context of one of the most significant names in history, Jesus. Our goal is to uncover the rich tapestry of history, language, and culture that surrounds this name and to clarify some common misconceptions that persist in modern Christianity.
Understanding the name of Jesus is not just a matter of semantics. It offers us deeper insights into the historical context of his life, the evolution of his teachings, and how these have been interpreted over centuries. Today, we will explore the origins, meanings, and transformations of the name from its roots in ancient Judea to its current form.
To begin, we must travel back in time, setting the stage for the world in which Jesus lived. This journey will not only enhance our understanding of his name, but also deepen our appreciation for the historical Jesus himself. To truly appreciate the significance of the name Jesus, we must first set the stage by understanding the historical period and cultural context in which he lived. During the 1st century CE, the 1st century prophet some today call Jesus lived in a region known as Judea, a part of the Roman Empire. This area was a melting pot of cultures, languages, and religions, predominantly Jewish. Naming conventions in Jewish society were deeply rooted in tradition, often reflecting familial heritage and religious significance. The name Yeshua, which Jesus would have been called, was quite common among Jews of that era. It is derived from the Hebrew name Yehoshua, Yevoshua, meaning Yahweh is salvation. This name appears frequently in Jewish history and scriptures, most notably as the name of Joshua, the successor of Moses who led the Israelites into the Promised Land. Peer-reviewed sources such as the Hebrew and Aramaic Lexicon of the Old Testament by Ludwig Köhler and Walter Baumgartner offer extensive insights into the prevalence and significance of the name Yeshua during this period. According to their research, names bearing the root Yasha, Yasha, meaning to save or to deliver, were particularly meaningful in a cultural context that valued divine intervention and salvation. In the bustling streets of Jerusalem, where diverse peoples and languages intermingled, Yeshua's name would have been a familiar sound. Families named their children in hopes of embodying the virtues and blessings the name conveyed. The meaning of Yeshua, Yahweh is salvation, held profound significance, reflecting the hopes and faith of the Jewish people. In addition to understanding the historical background, we must also consider the linguistic environment of Judea. The region was characterized by a multilingual society, where Aramaic was the common spoken language, Hebrew was used in religious contexts, and Greek served as the lingua franca of the Eastern Mediterranean. Imagine a bustling market in 1st century Jerusalem, where traders and citizens spoke a blend of languages. In this context, Yeshua would have been his given name, reflecting his Jewish identity and religious heritage. However, as his teaching spread beyond Jewish communities, the name underwent significant transformations. Now let's delve deeper into the linguistic aspects of the name Jesus, tracing its journey from Aramaic and Hebrew to Greek, Latin, and ultimately English. The name Yeshua, Yeshua, is rooted in Hebrew tradition, derived from Yehoshua, Yevoshua. The shorter form, Yeshua, became common during the Second Temple period. According to the Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament, this name signifies Yahweh is salvation, embodying a deep spiritual meaning that would resonate with Jesus' followers. In Hebrew, Yeshua is pronounced Yeshua. This pronunciation reflects the linguistic nuances of the Hebrew language, where the emphasis is placed on the second syllable. The Aramaic form, also pronounced Yeshua, was the everyday language of Jesus and his contemporaries. This name was used not only in religious texts, but also in daily conversations and interactions. As the message of Jesus spread throughout the Greek-speaking world, the name Yeshua was transliterated into Greek as Iouisus, Jesus. This adaptation was necessary because the Greek language lacked certain sounds present in Hebrew and Aramaic, For instance, Greek does not have a esh sound, so it used s, sigma, instead. Additionally, Greek grammar often required a terminal s to denote masculine names, hence the addition of sigma at the end. Peer-reviewed sources like A Greek English Lexicon of the New Testament and Other Early Christian Literature by Walter Bauer and others provide a comprehensive analysis of this transliteration process. According to Bauer, the transliteration of Hebrew names into Greek was a common practice, aiming to make the names more accessible to Greek speakers while preserving their original meanings as much as possible. In Greek, Iesus is pronounced he-ay-sus, highlighting the linguistic transition from Semitic to Hellenistic contexts. The Latin form of the name, Iesus, was directly derived from the Greek Iesous. Latin, being the official language of the Roman Empire and the Catholic Church, played a crucial role in the propagation of this form of the name throughout Europe. As the English language evolved, particularly during the Middle Ages, the Latin Iesus transformed into the English Jesus. This transition was influenced by phonetic changes and orthographic conventions of Middle and Early Modern English. In English, Jesus is pronounced Jesus, reflecting the linguistic evolution over centuries. Understanding the journey from Yeshua to Jesus requires a deeper look at the cultural and linguistic transformations that occurred over centuries. This journey not only reflects changes in language, but also the spread of Christianity across different regions and cultures. In the early days of Christianity, the teachings of Yeshua began to spread beyond Jewish communities, reaching Greek-speaking audiences. The New Testament, primarily written in Greek, needed to convey Hebrew and Aramaic names in a way that Greek speakers could understand. Transliteration is the process of converting words from one alphabet into another. This process is not always straightforward, especially when the target language lacks equivalent sounds or letters. For example, Greek does not have a sh sound found in Yeshua, so the Greek form became Iesus. Greek also required masculine names to end in s, leading to the final form, Iesus. This adaptation was necessary to fit Greek phonological and grammatical rules while attempting to preserve the original name's pronunciation and meaning. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, Latin became the next language to adapt the name. The Latin form, Iesus, was a direct transliteration from the Greek Iesus. Latin, being the administrative and liturgical language of the Roman Catholic Church, played a significant role in standardizing this form across Western Europe. The transition from Iesus to Jesus in English occurred during the Middle Ages. Old and Middle English underwent significant phonetic and orthographic changes, influenced by Latin and Norman French. The initial I in Iesus gradually evolved into the J sound due to these linguistic shifts. The English language, with its diverse influences and evolving phonetics, finally settled on the form Jesus. This form was solidified in early modern English translations of the Bible, such as the King James Version, and has remained in use ever since. Each stage of this linguistic journey reflects broader cultural and theological shifts. As the name Yeshua became Jesus, it not only changed phonetically, but also took on new layers of meaning and significance within different cultural contexts. Understanding this journey helps us appreciate the historical depth and cultural diversity that shape our perception of Jesus today. Now let's explore the intricacies of the transliteration process and the pronunciation of the name in different languages. Transliteration involves adapting a word from one language to another, maintaining its pronunciation as closely as possible. This process often presents challenges, especially when the target language lacks equivalent sounds or letters. For instance, the Hebrew eshesh sound in Yeshua was replaced by s in Greek because Greek did not have an eshesh sound. Let's take a look at some pronunciations that we have covered in this video. Pronunciation of Yeshua in Hebrew and Aramaic, Yeshua Yeshva. Pronunciation of Isus in Greek, Iesus Iisus. Pronunciation of Jesus in English, Jesus. Understanding these pronunciations not only connects us to the historical Jesus, but also highlights the cultural and linguistic diversity of his name's journey through history. Names hold significant meaning in the biblical context, often reflecting the character, mission, or divine purpose of an individual. Understanding the original name of Jesus, Yeshua, which means Yahweh is salvation, emphasizes his role in the divine plan for humanity's redemption. However, the importance of understanding the original intent and meaning of language goes beyond mere historical curiosity. It is crucial to ensure that we are not guilty of adapting ancient traditions and teachings for modern reasons and aspirations that were never the original intent. Misinterpretations can lead to significant shifts in doctrine and practice that may stray far from the teachings of the historical figure of Jesus. Understanding the Jewish context of Yeshua's message challenges modern exclusivist or nationalist interpretations that overlook the inclusive and universal aspects of his teachings. By accurately understanding the linguistic and historical context of Jesus' name, we gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural and theological richness of his identity. This knowledge can prevent the distortion of his message for contemporary agendas, ensuring that the teachings of Yeshua are respected and preserved in their original form. It is only through delving into the origin of beliefs in their original setting that we can be sure that we are actually hearing the ministry of a first-century prophet and healer named Yeshua, instead of an Americanized fictional religious icon named Jesus. Knowing this story from an ancient perspective ensures that the divine connection we seek is from a true source rather than a man-made concept. Scholarly research, such as the work compiled in The Historical Jesus in Context by Amy Jill Levine and others, demonstrates that understanding the world in which Jesus lived and taught allows us to fully comprehend his message and the spread of the gospel. The journey of the name Jesus from Yeshua to its present form is a fascinating tale of linguistic adaptation and cultural exchange. By understanding this history, we gain a deeper appreciation for the rich heritage of our faith and the profound significance of the name Jesus. It reminds us of the importance of staying true to the original teachings and intentions of historical figures, avoiding the pitfalls of modern reinterpretations that may not align with their authentic messages. We invite you to join us as we delve further into investigating similar subjects, exploring the intersections of history, language, and theology. For those interested in further reading, check out the description for a curated list of scholarly works and articles on this topic. These resources will provide a deeper understanding and enrich your knowledge of the historical and linguistic context of our faith. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this exploration has enriched your understanding and inspired you to delve deeper into the historical and linguistic context of our faith. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.